Welcome to TechBrits.
The Harlem Shake.
This week we want to talk about wearable computing.
Yes.
Obviously, Apple are rumoured to be making their iWatch.
Even though it's kind of what the Nano was, in a weird way.
Yes, in fact there are rumours that the Nano, well the next Nano will actually be the iWatch. Which would kind of make sense, actually.
Yeah, just kind of get rid of all those strap-making companies. Which is Apple's way of doing things.
Yeah.
Putting people out of business.
But it's whether I can see them actually doing it yet. There's there's very conflicting reports at the moment. One saying early 2013, the next one saying 2014, just generally. So
I don't see them doing it, if I'm honest.
I do see them doing it eventually. Wearable computing is but that's the thing, is that Apple do tend to be quite late to these things. I mean, obviously, for watches, you'll have the Pebble watch out at the moment. Again, that has sort of mixed reviews. It doesn't do everything at the moment.
I mean, the thing with the iPod is it's meant to be like a personal music player. And making it a watch, in my opinion, just doesn't seem like something Apple would do. They've got the shuffle as kind of the wearable thing. Yeah. They might make the shuffle the watch, bump the price up a little bit, make it in a watch form factor, maybe not have as many bells and whistles as the Nano, but to me, the iPod line has always been the iPod that you put in your pocket. I don't know whether they'll change.
The way I'm seeing it, so I'd imagine that the iPod Watch, the iPod Nano, would be a standalone music player, but it would also be an extension of your phone. I think I can imagine that. So
but then they'd be selling it more as an iPhone accessory rather than anything else, and with Apple's way of doing things, it'll be iPhone accessory.
Yeah, but I can imagine that happening. I mean, the whole point is you've nearly always got your phone on you, so it is just an extension, so of course all your notifications and stuff are going to come in.
Obviously Apple fanboys would go out and buy it,
I think it will. I actually think it's quite an exciting idea. I like the idea of smart watches. And
you bought a Pebble, didn't you? You backed a Pebble way back when?
Yes.
It was like on £100,000 when you... $100,000.
I backed it right at the start, which would have meant, because they're sending them out to backers in backer order, I backed it right at the start. Then I believe that they announced the colours afterwards and I couldn't change the colour. And I really wanted the white one. So then I cancelled my back-in and re-backed, basically a couple of months back. So now they're sending out an order, and where I would have been one of the first to have it sent out to me, now I'm on about the 6th week to be sent out.
He's greedy. He wants his colours. But I suppose the reason I don't see Apple doing it is because of their exclusivity to the iPhone. The reason I think the Pebble will work is because it will work on iOS, it'll work on Android, it'll work on pretty much any phone that has Bluetooth, capability, and if Pebble make an app for it, it will work even better. The problem with the iPhone one is it's just for the iPhone. As much as there are so many iPhones out there, Apple, to me, Apple, it won't sell as well because of this, if that makes sense.
I sort of think it will and it won't. It just depends on how they push forward with iOS now, really, because obviously the watch is likely to run iOS, and of course that's a great thing about Apple's ecosystem. The developers love it, that they can develop for just iOS and it works across their devices. Whereas a lot of fanboyism towards iOS is waning now. I mean, I do believe in iOS 7, I do think it will get better, but if it doesn't, then I think a lot of people will switch on to Android.
I believe in iOS 7. That's such a good idea. That's such a good idea.
American design coming soon.
Oh, actually, while we're talking about wearable computing, I wanted to talk about Google and the Google Glass.
Yes.
I was thinking about this the other day because I was talking to a friend of mine about wearable computing and sort of where we see computing going. I think Google Glass actually might not do as well as people think.
No.
When they launch it. Because I was thinking about this the other day. If you could integrate something into something like that, something that goes over your eye
Yeah.
on one eye, and you can see everything around. You can take photos, do all that, connect to your Google Plus. If you can do that, why not? Why does Google have to do it like that, and why not just put it in the glass, in like a pair of glasses? Because I reckon with the way we're going with wearable computing, Google might actually be late to a game they started, if that makes sense. If any companies along the way kind of go, actually, because I prefer it if it was on glass as opposed to sort of externalized, if that makes sense. And I think a lot of people would. And depending on how long it takes for Google to sort of get glass out and sort of in the public domain as opposed to in the private sector, I think there may be, Kickstarter backings and Indiegogo backings of better products.
I'm not sure. Again, a lot of obviously research has gone into this. I think the whole reason it's not on glass is actually to do with some safety thing. I think that they because I think that the idea behind this is that you can actually still wear this while driving and everything, which obviously seems quite a scary idea. But like I said, I think that Google probably do know what they're doing. There are a lot of variables there that.
I'm just worried that if we don't see it soon and I can't hand my money over and buy one.
Yeah, well, they're already going out to developers. I mean,
exactly, that's the problem.
They'll be here quite soon.
That's the problem. They're going out to developers. Developers will develop things for them, but how long until the consumers are going to get hold of them?
Like I said, I think that they already have a plan set in place, and it is very soon. I think it's sooner than you think.
I will throw money at the screen until I get.
Well, wait for Google I/O.
Yeah. But yeah, that's wearable computing. Anything else you want to add to the party?
Not really. I think now it's time to move on to apps, because we have a few to show you this week.
We do.
So, yeah. Let's kick off with our first one. This is for the people who are too lazy to read. Well, when I say that, it's a known thing that some people respond better to actually having things read out to them. So they actually listen to articles. So this builds up a collection of different articles that will be read to you by actual people. And some of these are quite interesting. Some of these are quite sort of inspirational in different ways. And you can, of course, select certain topics as well. So, of course, whether you're into sort of entrepreneurial, inspirational, scientific, geeky, that sounds like my sort of thing and things to do with the show, then we can go in here. So, let's hear why Facebook and Twitter are not most innovative companies.
Why Facebook and Twitter are not most innovative companies, as reported on fastcompany.com.
Again, this is nice that if you're just sort of in the car or whatever, then you can just listen to this as you go. You can share this along your social networks if you want to share them with your friends. And yeah, that one is Umano.
Anyway, I want to show you a couple of apps, sort of touch-based apps.
Yes.
So here's the first one. So my first app is called Rise, and it's essentially an alarm clock, which is a really simple way of putting it, but it's an alarm clock that's very gesture-based. So to set the time that you want to wake up, you kind of go up and down, and as you go up and down, it changes with the time, just to sort of give a reflection of how the day might look. So if we go for 7 o'clock in the morning, and then to enable the alarm, it's the same way to disable, but you just swipe to the left or the right, and it turns into your night alarm, which is this nice dark screen, and shows you exactly how many minutes and hours there is left till your alarm goes off. You can use the plus and minus buttons to possibly increase whether you want it extra 5 minutes or take 5 minutes away. And similarly on the screen where you actually set the alarm. Once your alarm goes off, you can turn it off just by swiping to the side, which brings you back to the lovely, lovely colour changing one. But one feature I found the other day is that if you turn it on its side and press on the clock, it actually... Hold on. You have to set an alarm first. But it actually shows you what the time is. Which makes it a really nice bedside table, which is what I've been using actually as my bedside clock for the last couple of nights. Oh, it's telling me to wake up. A couple problems with this app. It doesn't work if you're on silent, so you have to be on noise, and it also doesn't work if you are off, essentially. You can sleep for a couple more minutes, so you just sleep for a couple more minutes, and that's snoozing. So instead of saying snooze, it tries to sort of liven things up a bit. And that is Rise.
Okay. I have seen that. It's nice. That it's nice. All the very gesture-based things.
Yeah. And the second one is also a gesture-based thing. It's called Car Tunes. Now, in sort of Ryan's defense, I'm not going to hopefully play many of my disappointing tracks, but it basically plays your iTunes library in a really nice gesture-based way, which is perfect for the car, but you don't really need to use it for the car if you don't want to. So, first of all, you swipe up from the bottom, and it brings up your iTunes library. So you can choose between just albums, songs, artists, playlists. So if I go to my music playlist, and let's pick an album that we can get away with. Here we go, Robert Gillis. So here is what it looks like, and to pause the song, you just tap on the screen. To go to the next song, you swipe across to the right, swipe back, swipe across to the left. My favourite bit is changing the volume. So if you just press and hold, and the album art sort of pops away, you can just scroll up and down to change the volume. It's really nice gesture-based app. It's like I said, it's perfect for the car. Just stick it on the dash, and you can go ahead and listen to your music. And that's it. So yeah, it's really nice in the car.
I was saying, now I hadn't seen that. I mean, obviously that's great for people who still play music on their devices, whereas obviously both me and even you now are finding Spotify.
You've converted me.
Converted you.
I keep a bit of music on my phone just to sort of in case the internet goes down and I really need a sort of a music fix and I've not paid my bill.
Not there. Right, one more from a company which we have a lot of friends from, Metal Mobile. They've released a new app in beta. So this is this one, Hang With. Now, Hang With, like we said, is a app from Metal Mobile. Now, this is a fantastic app. We used this last week, and basically you can automatically broadcast out all your followers. They'll instantly get a notification saying you're broadcasting, and you can broadcast at the moment, I don't know whether they're going to change it, for up to 3 minutes, which is really nice, and you do have a lot of people instantly jump straight into this. So you can see all the ones that are broadcasting now and most popular. So let's just jump into this one a sec. Oh, it's worth saying that they'll also be beginning video ads. Now, video ads, you'll actually be paid for broadcasting. So you can see this guy is hanging with 2 viewers at the moment. One of them, I presume, being us, or about to. You can also... Oh, clearly he has stopped. So you can see messages here as well. So you could leave comments, which he'll be able to see afterwards. And again, share all across social networks. So again, this is in beta at the moment, so we will forgive the timeout message, and it might be just because he finished the broadcast. You can follow each individual person if you want. I'm on there, gadget_Rye, cheeky little promotion. And yeah, that's Hang With.
Like we said, we tried that out last week, and we had a few people in sort of watching the behinds of the show. But yeah, it's a nice little app. I think it's interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting concept. Now, the very last app, I'm not going to show you.
Wow, how many apps have you got?
Yeah, I'm not going to show you this one. I'm just going to talk about it because I think it's a great idea. You don't want to see all the soppiness between me and the girlfriend, but it's actually just called Couple. Now, you just link this up with your significant other, and you can send, obviously, just private messages, private pictures. This is sounding more creepy than it's supposed to. Just normal, cute little pictures and drawings and that sort of thing. There's a couple of features which you can do live, which is really cool.
The thumb kiss.
Yes, that's quite cool. Now, originally when I heard of this, I thought it was a bit sort of weird, but it's actually quite nice. If sort of your significant other's sort of away for a bit, I mean, the best case scenario for this would be people like in the military.
Mm-hmm.
So sort of they're going off on sort of operations and they're away from their other fridges. So it's just nice that you can sort of put your thumb down, you can see the other person's thumb appear on their screen, and you can sort of like play chase with it kind of thing and hold it over, and you just sort of, it's that kind of interaction. You know that they're sort of touching the same place as you are, sort of wherever they are kind of thing. It sort of seems quite sad, but again, sort of for people in the
does
Marines
seem
and that.
quite creepy.
Yeah, it does, but it's quite nice. And then, of course, you also have live sketches as well. So you can sketch in sort of real time and post that to your timeline and keep just sort of a log of all these things.
This does sound like actually a very perfect way to end the show, because on Thursday, filming Tuesday, it's Valentine's Day. So, you know, if you are looking for a way to sort of chat / communicate with your significant other this Valentine's Day, not that, you know, a phone doesn't phone people, but
there is that.
You've
got text now as well, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know this.
But if you want to try out Touch Kiss or anything like that, you know, this might be an app for you and your significant other. Although I think in some cultures it might be significant others. How does that?
Fair enough.
And on that bombshell,
it's time to end. All our contact details are in the description. Any comments about anything in this episode, slap below.
Yes, and please, if you have any apps that you want us to check out and review on the show, please let us know, and we will.
Yeah. So until next time, don't forget to subscribe, and we shall see you guys hopefully next week.
Ciao.